Welcome to the Active System. In this training video, you will learn how to use the spend down sheets and the cost reporting in the Active System in order to help you to stay within budget each and every month. On your screen now is a sample desktop with 3 sample icons in the center. The mouse cursor is now moving and is on the Active System icon, and we're going to double click the icon and you receive a password screen. Here you enter the password given to you by the Active System staff, and then you hit enter and you have the roster screen, which is the opening screen for the Active System. The mouse cursor is a triangle now with a red A and a yellow background with a blue border, and it is moving up to the top of the screen to the Diet tab. And we need to make sure that the Diet tab is selected. It is currently bold, so it is the selected tab, and below that we have the command buttons for the Dietary Manager. If you move to the right, you'll see the cursor is now on the spend down button. We're going to click that button to enter the spend down sheet for the Active System. Now we're going to move the mouse cursor, which is now a white arrow, and we're going to click the spend down, green spend down button in the upper center of the screen. And you are given what is known as a coaching message. Each and every time you enter the spend down sheet, you will be given a message from the coach which tells you where you stand in terms of your spending for the month. And you'll notice here that the budget is $10,000 and your projected spending is $6,586.79. The analysis done here is more than just comparing what you've spent so far to the budget. What the Active System does is look at how many days of the month you have currently spent for, and it projects based on that current rate of spending what your spending would be at the end of the month, so that it can warn you and coach you more effectively to give you as much time as possible to adjust your spending so that you do come within budget by the end of the month. So we're going to click exit to leave the coaching message, and we're going to begin looking at the spend down sheet. The spend down sheet is currently on your screen. In the upper left hand corner we see the month/year, and the mouse cursor is pointing to 01, which is the current month, and 05, which is the current year. The Active System stores the spend down sheets according to month and year, so you need to make sure that you're on the correct month and year before you enter your invoices. Then you also have page, and it's currently showing page 1. If you click the up and down arrow key, click the up arrow key, you'll go to the different pages. So you need to also make sure that you're on the right page of your spend down sheet. Of course, over here by month year, if you click up, you'll go up 1 month, and you can see the month number changing. If you click down, you'll go down 1 month. You can see the month and the year changing. So now we're back on month 0105 on page 1, which is our current page that we're working on. And we have the spend down sheet down below. You'll see here that we've typed in dietary for the department, and over here we've typed in budget where the mouse cursor is now. The mouse cursor is now a bar with an I bar is what it's called, and is pointing to the budget of $10,000. Okay, now you can enter this budget in yourself based on what your corporation has given you, or it can be brought in from the budget that you have put into the Active System. So we're going to go back up here to the green button, the budget button, and we're going to click that, and you'll see that you can put in the budget for the entire year. Over here under January, we've entered in the budget, just some demonstration data but the total of it is $10,000 at the bottom, which is the total budget for the month of January. And you can put these budget figures in for the entire year, and then the system will pull the budget figures from the budget report rather than you having to type it in each month for the spend down sheet. Okay, so let's go back to the spend down sheet, and again we get the coaching. Click exit. And let's learn how you would go about entering a particular invoice. Before we do that, we'll look at ADC, which is average daily census. Now the system can calculate your PPD based on the census from the meal count, which we'll look at later, or based on the ADC that you put into the yellow box up here where the mouse cursor is now. So whichever is easier for you to keep track of all your meal counting and have the system calculate as it goes based on the actual census, or you could simply put in an average daily census and quickly calculate your PPD based on that. The second yellow box is a 22, and that is reflecting what your spending is, how many days it's for in the current month. So for instance, if you place an order on the 18th of the month, but you know that it's going to carry you through your supplies and food for the 22nd, you can put a 22 in there, and your ADC will be based on 22 days rather than 18 days. So this can be more reflective of the actual state of affairs rather than simply calculating based on how many days have expired in the month. So you can adjust those figures to more actively reflect your PPD. The PPD here is shown as 1.77. Realize that we're working with just demonstration data, so it may not be entirely realistic, but as you use the spend down sheet, you'll see that this figure is very realistic. As long as you make sure your ADC is realistic, your budget figures are realistic. Well, the PPD would not be reflective of the budget, but the number of days assigned to current spending or allocated to spending, as long as these two numbers in the yellow boxes are realistic, then your PPD will be very realistic also. Okay, now we go down here and we'll look at how we enter a invoice. We click the blank line that we want to enter an invoice in, and we put in the date that the invoice came in, 01, and put in the vendor. Okay, and you would put in F for foods. Now your food categories, your categories are listed over here to the right. F is for food, a dash is for non-food, and you would put in the amount. 19, and hit enter, and your calculations are done. And you'll notice that the food amount has increased. So let's put in a chemical list. So we go to 011505, and you get a list from chemical invoice from a chemical called US Chem, and we're going to assign that to a category C for chemicals, and you got an invoice for $235.65, and you'll see that the chemical category increases according to that amount. Okay, so that's how you put in your invoices. It's pretty straightforward. It's like filling out a form, and that's what most of the Active System is designed to be like. You put in stuff just like you would be filling out a form by hand. And we have the total now is $69.05 for the day, or for the month so far. And let's look at your cost report next. If you click cost report, we have a blank cost report here. At the end of each week or month or however often you have to do a cost report for your corporation, you would come to this and then click pull and answer yes, and you'll see where it pulled the budget figures for the month up here, and it pulls your invoices over here, And if you grab the horizontal bar at the bottom, you scroll horizontally, you'll see the total for your invoices there. And down at the bottom, the overall total is at the bottom. When you print this report, any blank lines will not be printed, so your report will not be this long. It'll only reflect the lines that have something written in it. Okay, now the categories, realize that for each invoice it's up to you to assign which category you want the total to be divided into. So that's something that you would have to do as you're filling out your cost report, is assign the different categories for your various invoices for your cost report. Now we go to back to the spend down sheet, and you'll see that you're still in pretty good standing. Of course, now your projected spending is $9,730 with a projected variance of $269.38. But still in good standing. Anytime you're within budget or below, you're in very good standing. Okay, now let's go to meal count. If you wanted, rather than use ADL census, or if you simply wanted to keep track of your meal counts on the active system, you click this button, and you'll see that meal counts have been put in for the 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th for demonstration purposes. How would you go about counting your meals? Well, you simply click a button up here. If you click the breakfast button, it fills out the breakfast column for you for residents, and that is based on the current census that's in your system. So you can do this in very detailed. At the end of each meal, go to this program and click whichever meal applies, and it will do your meal count based on the current census on the roster in the active system. You can also click all meals, and it'll do all meals at once. And some of them are already tallied, that's why you get that message. But that tallies all 3 meals at once. So you can come to this program once a day or 3 times a day, however often you wanted. Of course, you can go in and adjust the meal counts anytime to actively reflect what has actually happened. You'll also notice that within breakfast you have a column for guest meals and employee meals, and even another column for any other meals you want to count. And this is how you can get credit for employee meals and guest meals and all other types of meals, anything you can think of. So all of the data and meal counting can be on this one sheet. Then you can print this sheet out by simply clicking print, the green print button, while you're on the meal count sheet, and that can give you a record of how you counted your meals for that particular month, and it can be used to justify a wide variety of other spending in addition to spending for residents. So the meal counting is very effective, and it's really just a click of a button 3 times a day. And we go back to your spend down sheet, and you can blank out this ADC box, and then it would just use the meal count information rather than using the average daily census. And that's basically how you fill out your spend down sheet. That's filling out your budget sheet here is simply filling out the boxes however you've been given, whatever amounts you've been given by your corporation. And then your cost report, you go to that once a week or once a month, or however often you have to do a cost report, and you click pull the information from your spend down sheets and your budget sheets, and categorize it however you want, and you're done with your cost report for the week or the month. Then we've already covered meal consumption or meal counting. Let's go back to your budget sheet, and let's look at how you would upload this budget sheet to a secure website on the active system. The active system offers secure websites for corporate managers, for regional directors that are assigned the responsibility for making sure that facilities stay within budget. Then they would be assigned a certain web page on the active system website that would be secured to them also only, and you would simply put the name of that person, or a certain code is given to you to place in this orange box up at the upper right. It's the orange box to the right of the upload button. You put that code in there. In this case, the code is AARON, and that code will stay the same all the time. However many times a month you've been asked to upload it, that's when that's how you upload it. You just simply click the upload button, and this happens. You see it happening, saying uploading file, and then within a second or two you get the message that says that a certain file was uploaded, was successful, and you get that message and you're good to go. You click OK and you're done sending your spend down sheet to the secure website for the active system. Then your regional director can go to that website and view your spend down sheet, and the person may ask you to upload this once a week. Could be uploaded once a day, could be uploaded before in the middle of the day and the end of the day. It's only a click of a button away. It only takes a second or two. This does assume that your computer is connected to the internet. So if you're on cable or DSL and you're constantly connected to the internet, it's extremely easy. Just click the button and you're done. If you're on dial-up connection, you do have to dial the internet first and get on the internet, and then click the upload button, and it tells you you're successful. Once you click OK, you see a message box now that asks you, do you want to upload CardX changes? Realize that the active system also encrypts resident CardXs that have been changed and will send them to another secure page on the website. And you can do that at this time also. If you click yes, it may take about 20 seconds for it to send all your CardX changes. This is a way that you can get copies of your CardXs encrypted and sent to the active system website and kept for safekeeping, just in case you lose information for whatever reason. You have a fire or something like that. We will always have an updated CardX of all your residents, as long as you're routinely sending the changes up to the active system. Now, the active system marks these CardXs as you change them, and will not mark them as sent or uploaded until they're actually uploaded. So if you have not uploaded changes in quite some time, it may take a while. But even if you uploaded all of your CardXs at the same time, it's not going to take more than a minute or two. Okay, now you click, we're going to click no here, and you want to check for program updates, and you can check yes, and if we have posted an update for your system, it will download it at that time and ask you to unzip it once it's downloaded. But that's it. That's how you upload your spend down sheets. It's quick and easy and very effective. The object here is to greatly facilitate communication of your spending to the people you're responsible to, and this is to everyone's benefit. It makes it easy for everyone to keep track of your spending, so if you are getting into problems, getting too close to your budget, or running out of a month before, running out of money before the end of the month, then you can receive coaching, and people can work with you, and we can figure out different ways to get you through the rest of the month without becoming over budget. The whole idea is cost overrun protection. That's what we want to do for you. That's what we want to make sure that you're successful in doing. That's what the idea behind all of this cost control measures of the active system is all about. So that's why we have this upload button. That's why we make it very easy for you to communicate your spend down sheets to whoever needs to know. And we make it very easy for regional people to monitor several facilities from the active system website. And this is much easier than having to fax spend down sheets, having to print them out first and then go to the fax machine. No, the object here is manage your kitchen, manage it through the active system, and let the active system take it from there. And this is part of it. This is communication of your spend down sheet at a click of a button, rather than having to print it out, go to a fax machine, and spend 15-20 minutes taking care of that each month. Why not just click this button and be done with it? Okay, well, I hope this helps you in managing your facility, managing your department, staying within budget, and allowing you to concentrate on service to the residents and making your operation efficient, staying within regulations, staying within budget, and allowing you to focus on the important things and leaving the documentation and the communication of that documentation to the active system. So please call us if you have any questions. We'll be glad to explain anything to you further and to walk you through anything, to work out any difficulties or problems that you may have in using the spend down sheets, the budget report, the cost report, and the meal count in the active system. Thank you very much for your time and interest, and we look forward to hearing from you.